Hello, my name is Chris Oppenheimer, and this is Real, Raw, Authentic, volume number 8. And I've got Josh Hani here with me. And
back
last week, people are like, who is this guy, Josh? He's my video guy. And we started originally on TikTok, and I've been wanting to do a podcast for years. And here we are. He showed up at my house with the equipment, and 8 episodes later, last week we were talking a little bit about my ayahuasca experience in Mexico. And there were some questions that people had, and you had some questions. You had just gotten off an airplane yourself last time. So you were like,
I was a little bit tired. It was like 3 days after my trip to Colorado that I came into the podcast. So I looked a little bit like I was dragging. But
that's why we need to get you into the jungles. If you think you were dragging after that trip.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll be super tired after the ayahuasca experience. So Mr. Chris went to the jungles, as you guys know in the last video, and he experienced some pretty crazy stuff. One thing I wanted to ask him was his experience with God and religion. So Mr. Chris, you said you had an experience with God. What was that experience like?
Well, last time you were trying to get me to talk about like what the trip was, and I don't know if it was a trip because I went in with an intention because, like I said, I wanted to know what's the deal with organized religion. You know, I grew up Catholic, and then I became non-denominational after I went to rehab in my 30s. And I've studied a lot. I've studied Mormonism. I've studied Judaism. I've studied all these different reasons. And I haven't studied them like as a scholar. I studied them just enough to know that every religion is really based on love, right?
Yeah.
And why is it that everybody is, that one's not the right one, that one's not the right one? Like, who are we to know? So I went in with the intention of finding out what is the answer.
Yeah.
I got my answer.
What was that answer? Elaborate on that.
I don't know how a lot of people are going to take this, but we really got to just break it down to as simple as it gets. But during my ayahuasca ceremony, I went in with the intention, I wanted to know, is there one God? Is there a lot of gods? Is there one religion? Is there a lot of religions? And I got this out of it. So some point during the night, I ended up laying on my back. And I actually felt like the nails were being pounded into my hand. It was excruciating pain. And I was laying there and my feet were together and it was like I was laying on the cross, right?
Wow.
And I felt like I didn't know what to do. Like, I was like, oh shit, I'm stuck, but I wasn't stuck. I mean, this is just me. And I could see my hands and I could feel the pain. And I was experiencing what it would have been like to die on that cross for my sins. But then I got that there was only one God and there's one God of the universe, and God is a God of love. And what I got more than anything is if your religion, if what you're being taught, if it's anything but love, that isn't God.
Yeah.
And so I got that Christianity, Jesus, that is a beautiful story. They talk about the Bible being a book. It is a great book, right? It's got great stories. And we can read stories out of the library all the time. And if we look at everything as a good story to live by, to learn from, then it's a beautiful thing. But what happens is I believe that religion, I got out of my experience, it's just a way to separate people from one another.
Yeah.
And my religion is plants. My religion is humanity. My religion is healing. And that is who we are for another human being. Mm-hmm. We take all of our experiences in life and we go out and we share them with other people.
That is a crazy experience to have, dying on the cross and feeling like that.
Dying on the cross.
A trip like that.
He died for my sins. The one person, wow. Most people go through all of this healing, all this transformation, counseling, however they do it, and they never forgive themselves. And I think that lesson was just to acknowledge and let me know that I needed to forgive myself for everything, because we've all been taught whatever it is, we've been taught what other people have been told. None of us really know. And that is what I found going out into the jungle is there's a lot of people in the world that are ready to come together. And you want to know another crazy thing that happened?
What's that?
There was a woman there from Russia. There was a woman there from Ukraine. There was a woman there from Poland. They were all on their journey for healing. And they found one another, and these countries are all in the midst of chaos.
And you know what?
They were at a ceremony together with us, hugging and loving each other when it's all over. That's humanity.
I believe on the news, actually, kind of ironic that they're talking about like peace talks and stuff now. Yeah, it's crazy.
And that's what I saw as peace. I saw forgiving myself. I got to look around and see that humanity wants peace. It's all these organizations and things out there that are really dividing us.
Yeah.
God wants us to just love one another.
Yeah, and forgiven. I'm Catholic as well, so
I grew up Catholic.
Yeah, grew up Catholic, so
we're told not to worship false idols, and I know Catholic women that go bury their little saints in the yard to sell their home, and what is that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is that a false idol?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Just don't know.
We really, really don't know, and we do not know what we do not know.
Absolutely. So I want to switch it up here because we could talk about this all day long. But Chris in the jungle, he didn't just experience ayahuasca. He did another ceremony called Kambo. Is that right?
Kambo, correct.
Kambo. And they actually have a frog in the thing. What was that like? Walk me through what that was like for you.
Well, so first of all, the ayahuasca ceremony and that night is a totally different thing. So, people say hallucinogenic. It's a medicine. It's amazing what it does. I think every human being that's ready to evolve should experience. You asked me on the last one, should every person do this or should people do this?
Yeah, I did.
I think if you're ready to evolve, there are some people I feel like haven't been in the universe long enough. They're not ready for it.
Yeah.
On this journey through the world, you know,
Absolutely.
There's a lot of people that are ready for this journey, and you know when you're ready.
So I heard, I don't mean to like change it up again, but like I heard Joe Rogan, I wanted to talk about this. He said that the experience of the ayahuasca was like an insane DMT experience. Like it was crazy. Is that what it was kind of like?
So I've never done DMT. I've got a lot of people asking me about it, saying I should do it. This is the most powerful experience on planet Earth.
Yeah.
Bar none. Whoever said that is absolutely right.
Yeah.
And I'm the type of guy, I go all in or I don't do it at all.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get to the root of it all. And I did.
Yeah.
From plants to what I do for a living to everything. I got it.
Well, yeah. I just wanted to ask that real quick, but let's go back to the frog.
Yeah,
frog and the 4 dots.
There's actually 5. So there's 5 burn holes. So you've seen a cigarette before, right?
Yeah.
So basically, it's a little more narrow than a cigarette, and they just burn you 5 times. Boom, 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 boom.
So do they put like an iron in the fire with 5 different pricks on it, or is it just like
5 individual?
Okay, so they're 5 individual.
1 burn, boom. 2 burn, boom.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And why do they do that?
So basically, they burn the skin and they go back and they scrape that skin off so it's exposed. It's okay. And then they put the I call it mucus. I don't know exactly what it's called, but the frog.
Gotcha. We'll put a video up of what that came out of the frog. It looked
like. They don't harm the frog. Okay, the frog naturally excretes whatever they put in each one of those things within seconds. Your body, it's not a hallucinogen at all. It is a major, I call it overheating of the body. Basically, and I had to drink a lot of water. I drank 1.5 gallons of water 5 hours prior to doing this pretty much. And they make you drink water throughout, but basically it scans your body for impurities, toxins, whatever, and your body goes into a massive excretion. What do you call it? Detoxification.
That's what I can think of calling it.
All I know is I had puke coming out this end, shit coming out this end, and I was pouring sweat. I mean, dripping just out of my head. And it was the most uncomfortable, worst experience of my life for about 20 minutes solid.
Wow.
Then when you come to, you feel so connected to the earth. Everything seemed real for the first time in my life. Wow. Didn't worry about the past, didn't worry about the future. It was what was going on right that moment.
Yeah.
And I got a picture as soon as we left that the second morning. And that was when my shaman and his wife and his family, I got to know them. They talked me into going out in that jungle that Friday evening. Friday morning was my second combo.
What did that look like? I know you saw, like, what did the jungle, we'll put up some videos as well, but like the jungle, was that?
Oh, just driving into and out of the jungle was the most freeing thing for me. It's just beautiful, and the plants and when I travel, I'm all about the plants and just finding new places that they can grow.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Awesome. Were you done with your story? I don't
know. The Cambo is pretty intense. I mean, and I mean, you got to be prepared. I mean, people say you shit your pants. Okay, well, we've all done that before. Mm-hmm. I mean, we've done it as children, whatever. But I mean, whatever we're holding in is the toxicity that we spread to the world. And I want to spread love and light. I got that's who I am to the core on my second ceremony. But yeah, the Cambo ceremony, a lot of people haven't done it, don't even know about it. But I think I think if you've got a good shaman and they guide you, they're going to know what your body and what you need. And I just needed to get out some stuff, but I've just been so felt amazing ever since.
Really? So when you do the ceremony, you go through it all. Is there any after effects? Like when you drink alcohol, you have a hangover, or when you do certain drugs, you have an after effect. Was there like any after? Like, did you feel like shit after, or was it just like done?
I was completely exhausted. I could hardly
so you're just
walk.
Tired. Yeah.
I was just, because everybody's body, I mean, think about it. Years of counseling and trauma and your emotions, and your body is working all night long, processing and doing the stuff. And, they walk around, make sure you're drinking your water. I mean, the people that work with my shaman, at least, very in tune. I think it's there's different ways to do it, and they do it all over the world, but you got to find what works for you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's personality is different. I wanted to be out in nature and just get to the earth of it all. Other people like the foo-foo-y bougie way to do it. I mean, I'm not about the bougie way to do anything anymore. I've been bougie. Doesn't work for me. Yeah.
Did you, so in the last episode, you said you fasted for 7 days, but I'm just curious, like did they have you eating and stuff?
Well, they didn't have me eating anything. It was my choice. Everybody could do what they want, but the people that were drinking alcohol, whatever you do that's not good for the body, that it messes with that experience in my eyes.
Okay.
So I just wanted to be as clean as possible, fruits, vegetables, the proteins that I were eating from the ocean.
Do you like order the food there, or do they like?
No, we went into the restaurants. I mean, we went into the town. We went into Playa del Carmen. Okay. I mean, we weren't in the jungle the whole time. Yeah. And that was just for those experiences.
Okay. So you stayed in town, but you went out into the jungle to do the experience.
Correct.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then we had a private ceremony at home. I'm all about going everywhere. Like if I have to come to the same place every day, every time, it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, absolutely. That was pretty powerful. The stuff you said with
there's a lot of cool stuff. It's a great experience. And I really want people to, I mean, if you have a question or if you have a comment about it, we'll talk about it. But I really want to get to the point where I bring other people on that have had the same experiences as I have, and others, or let's have some real conversations, raw conversations, authentic about what's going on in the world. Yeah. Like it was powerful for me to see these women from all these countries were being told we're fighting and killing each other. Yeah. But we just want the love. Yeah. Golly, like where did the disconnect come from?
Yeah. What were so when you were there, what were the other people like that were there? Like
the salt of the earth. I mean, probably they're just good souls. They're my type.
So it's just like every other people.
They're people that are on that journey to find out why.
Yeah. They're not like crazy people.
No, they're probably the most, obviously they're not the crazy ones.
Yeah.
They're the Russians and the Ukrainians hugging each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're the group of people, and I invite everybody to start following your bliss and start following the way back to nature, because that's where you're going to find the most beautiful people.
Yeah.
You're not going to find the most beautiful people online, on social media, on all these apps. I rarely use that stuff anymore. Why? Because those are the most inauthentic relationships I have.
Yeah.
My most authentic ones are the ones where I get to meet people like you. So I want to invite people into our podcast room, our space, and let's have some beautiful conversations with people about what's real, what's raw, what's authentic, and how can we make a difference in the world? Everybody's got a problem. Let's start working together and get some solutions out there. And ayahuasca to me was a beautiful solution to put it all together for me so I can go out and make a difference in the world.
That's awesome. That's very powerful. If you guys are watching and you're interested in coming on to the podcast, then let us know. We are in the San Antonio area. Is there anything else? I've asked you a couple of questions. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, I just don't want anybody to be on my podcast. I want to be completely clear. I want it to be somebody that's evolved, that's got their shit together, that's been through the ringer, that's been out of the ringer, that's had the bankruptcy, lost it all, had it all. I want somebody that's going to get in this chair like I am, that's ready to have a conversation, and let's let somebody out there hear it and go, wow.
I feel like everybody's had something happen to them though.
Yeah, we all have.
Everybody's
more
unique
alike
in a
than
certain
not.
way that we can talk about.
We're one blood, and why can't we just have conversations?
Absolutely.
Instead of judging everybody based on our views and our beliefs, all these little categories we put ourselves into, let's get into the category of humanity.
Yeah.
That's the best category for me.
So one last quick question for Mr. Chris here. He said that...
Mr. Chris.
For Chris here.
It's all right. I like Mr. Chris.
He went into the experience and he said he saw some stuff related to business, and he saw Mary Kay Ash. I believe that's right.
They call it a hallucinogenic because, I went in with the intention that I wanted to know, what is the right way to do business in the 21st century? Like, there's got to be a new way to go about business, because business as usual doesn't work for me. Mm-hmm. And I went in with the intention, I want to know the right way to move business forward. And Mary Kay Ash showed up in my trip in the middle of the night, and we had a conversation. This is going to freak people out, but she, to me, is one of the most amazing businesswomen there ever was.
And you've met her?
I've personally met her when I was 8 years old. I grew up listening to her teaching. She was my mom's mentor in business. And ever since she passed, this is me thinking, I don't think the company's been the same, because she did business a different way. And I got that. And she asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. And I said, I want to do the same thing as you, but I don't want direct sales, and I want everybody to be able to be a part of it. Yeah. And every part of my life is like, let's include everybody. Everybody feels excluded, but we all want the same things. And she shows up and she confirms what I get about business and the way to go about it. And basically, what I'm doing is the right thing. And it's just, I keep following my bliss, but I keep getting these things from the world that just keep confirming, keep doing it. And sometimes it's very tough to do what's right when the world's gone wrong. Yeah. But you just got to keep doing what's right, and we will be blessed. And the big God, the God of the universe, of Mother Earth, is watching over us and has us in the palm of his hand. Yeah. Everything else is just a story.
Yeah. He decides where it goes, what happens. Yeah. That's awesome.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We just appreciate you. And if you know somebody that has an interest in anything that I've experienced or talking about, share our podcast, follow it. We really just want to make a difference in the world, and we appreciate you.
Yep. Thank you all guys for watching.